Come here, me little jockey, now I've smoked me bucky, have a bit of cracky till the boat comes in. Dance to the daddy, sing to the mommy, dance to the daddy, to the mommy, sing. Thou shalt have a fishy on a little dishy, thou shalt have a fishy when the boat comes in.
Sir Horatio Manners? Yeah, I can't, Jack, not in here.
Where then? The drawing room, the library, the gun room? We've only got the front room, Bonnie lass, and I wouldn't risk them chairs. Ask them in. Well, go on now, you can't leave them stand on the step.
Sir Horatio Manners, Jack.
How are you, Ford?
Canny, you're looking well?
Well enough. I'm busy, it suits me.
Will you sit down? What can I do for you, Sir Horatio?
Just a chat. We seem to have lost touch. I think that's a pity.
You've met my wife, haven't you?
Yes, of course. At house in Hexham, wasn't it? You looked after me very well. How are you, Mrs. Ford?
I'm all right, thank you, sir.
Incidentally, congratulations to you both on your wedding. You're a good man there, Mrs. Ford.
I know that, sir.
And a clever one.
We need coffee in the house, pet.
Coffee? You know, Jack.
Well, nip out and get some, will you? Proper coffee.
Beans, like.
Aye, beans. Off you go.
Really, Ford, there's no need.
No, I don't think you'd like the tea we make. Now you're here, you might as well have something.
How about a little whiskey?
I'm right out of whiskey, Sir Horatio.
I'm not. Have one with me.
You usually take your own drink to other folks' houses.
No, but usually wait till I'm invited before I pay social calls. Don't be a fool, man. Get the glasses. Your health, Ford.
Good luck.
You are in good health, I take it.
That's about all I've got left, why'd you ask?
All in good time. Looking thinner than I remembered.
That'll be me diet.
Hungry, are you?
Sometimes.
Your wife's expecting.
She's supposed to eat for two. It takes her all the time to find enough for one.
It's better off as a parlour maid.
Maybe she doesn't think so. What do you want, Sir Horatio?
Oh, I honestly don't think I could use her. Other young woman you told me about looked as if she might have possibilities with this one. No. Still, she was a parlour maid. You might learn from that.
Coffee? Of course I haven't got coffee. What do you think this is, the Ritz? And even if I had, I wouldn't sell it to you.
Now, what's the matter?
She comes in here, bold as brass, asking if we've got coffee. Fresh ground. I'll give you fresh ground. Out. Out, I said.
Sure, up a minute. You near time, are you?
No, Mrs. Sutton. I've got weeks yet. I just don't feel very well sometimes.
Look, I can't have her in here. This is a place of business.
Oh, she better sit down somewhere.
Now, look, Bella, I'm telling
Oh,
you...
get on with your business. Are we in the kitchen, Pet?
More whiskey.
It's a bit early for me yet.
Not much in your stomach. What do you have for breakfast?
Tea, bread and scrape.
I had porridge with cream, devilled kidneys and bacon, toast, butter and marmalade, and 3 cups of coffee. I think I dare risk another drink. And perhaps you can, too. Know what these are?
Sandwiches.
What kind?
Salmon.
What kind of salmon?
Smoked.
Where'd you learn about smoked salmon?
From your son. You sent him a whole one once. White as that would be. I helped him eat it.
Well, now you can help me eat these. Go on, man. Eat.
I was forgetting me etiquette.
I wouldn't have done, Ford. That wouldn't have done at all.
Feeling better, Pet?
Yes, thanks, Mrs. Seaton. I get that tired.
That pain, is it bad?
Why, it's bad enough.
You should see a doctor, you know.
How can I, Mrs. Seaton?
Jack's still out, is he?
Aye, there's no work anyway.
That coffee you were after. Is it like a craven?
Beg your pardon?
Used to happen to me every time. I with Jessie, Tom and Billy. Strawberry jam, I couldn't get enough. Used to waking up in the middle of the night, needed by the spoonful. Only with you, it's coffee.
Aye, that's right. Only none of the shops round here has it.
Why, there's no demand. No money either. But, I can let you have this if you like.
Oh, how much is it?
Oh, it's on the house bet.
No, I couldn't possibly.
There's not very much left. It was our Jessie's. We don't drink it.
Oh, I couldn't take it.
And now that our Jessie's married, we'll not be needing it.
Your Jessie's married?
Mm-hmm. Chap called Ashton, schoolmaster. He's a real nice fella. Go on, me then. You take it, it'll do you good.
Got them quite nicely. Not too dainty, but you kept your fingers out of your mouth. That sense of humour could be the death of you. Or the making. I've got a job for you.
And we've been through all that.
Short-term contract. A week, say. Paying £20.
You what, 20 quid for a week's work?
Another 20 if you get what I want.
What do you want, Sir Horatio? The crown jewels?
There's a house I'm interested in. Land, too. About 3,000 acres. Belongs to a chap called Lord Calderbeck. His nephew runs the place. They don't know I want it. If they did, they'd push up the price. I want you to find out how low they'll go.
How?
Snooping. You're good at that.
So are you.
Calderbeck knows me. He's on my board. He wouldn't be so surprised if you looked the estate over, asked questions.
Wouldn't he?
No, he wouldn't. Told him he might be interested in buying the place.
You mean I just walk up to his front door dressed like this and ask him how much he wants for his house?
I wouldn't be dressed like that.
How would I be dressed then?
Like me. There's a place in Newcastle will harm us, so what you need, I'll lend you the rest.
How do I get in?
Oh, you're invited.
Oh, come off it.
We're both invited. I arranged that. Calderbeck's asked me off for some shooting. Once I told him about you, asked you as well. Somehow I don't think young Freddie Calderbeck will bother you too much, so you'll have plenty of time to snoop. By the way, can you shoot?
Aye.
Not talking about Lee Enfields.
No more am I.
Done some poaching, eh?
You're a great one for questions, Sir Horatio.
Yeah, not much on answers. How's your table manners?
All right.
Sure?
I was a mess waiter for months. I kept my eyes open. What about Dolly?
Your wife? What about her?
How do I pass her off?
We don't. I told you I couldn't use her. You'll be on your own, Ford. I think you'll find it's the best way to be.
Gone, is she?
Aye, she's gone. She's not well, that one.
If our Jessie was to find out you brought her in
Oh,
here.
why don't you listen? She's not well.
What's that got to say to anything? I'm not well either. Haven't been well since my accident. Doesn't mean to say I'm going to let it beat us.
That's right, Bill. Look on the bright side. Keep smiling.
You go to hell.
What in the world?
Lunch you made to start with, the nice bit of turbot, poached, I think. Crown of lamb with green peas and pommes puree, queen of puddings, doubles and horseback and cheese and biscuits. Oh, aye, and fruit and nuts. But that's not till the port, after the ladies have retired. Before that,
Jack.
there's
You've been drinking.
pouilly floussé and chambertin and sauterne with a sweet.
And where's Sir Horatio?
He had to go, Petty sent his respects.
And left you in a state like this?
I'm all right, honest, I'm just practicing.
And me trudging miles to get that coffee.
Coffee? Did you get it?
Aye, I got it. And he hasn't even waited to drink it. What do you mean, practicing?
Hey, just a minute, you walk far.
Far enough.
Now, well, you better sit down, Dolly, put your feet up. You're not supposed to walk much, now you know you're not.
Why, you said you had to have coffee.
Here. Come here.
I went to the Seatons.
You what?
I had to, Jack. There was nowhere else left. Well, I thought it was important. You only wanted us out the way, didn't you?
Now, lass.
Oh, yes, just in case I showed you up. I do try, you know, Jack. I might not be very good, but I do try.
Who'd you see?
The old fella.
Bill, nobody else.
He told us to get out.
Well, I hope you gave it to him back.
I took that, Jack. But Mrs. Seaton looked after us.
I trust her. She couldn't give up kindness for Lent, that one.
Says, there Jessie's got married.
That's right, St. Oswald's. Honeymoon in Scarborough, reception at the station hotel.
When was this?
Last week, there was a piece about it in the paper.
And you never told us?
I didn't reckon it was any of our business. Not anymore.
Aye, but you wish you hadn't, don't you?
And what?
Got married.
Her business, pet. Not ours.
Mrs. Seaton gave us this coffee. It was hers. Jessie's. Will you drink it?
Certainly, won't you?
It would choke us.
No, it wouldn't. Tell you what, I'll brew some now. Get rid of Manners' whiskey. Then you can help me practice.
Practice what?
You lie-da. Manners has offered me a job, bonny lass.
Hey, Jack! Oh, I'm sorry.
Hey, now, steady on, steady on. It's just a job, Dolly. One job. Only a week's work. But it pays 20 quid, mind.
20 quid for a week's work?
Aye, that's right. And all found.
Why, what's the job?
I don't know that I can tell you. Not yet. But if I know manners, it'll mean making some poor bugger go through it.
Ah, you're looking well.
All right, Mum?
No. That suit must have cost a few bob.
Hey, this, you're kidding.
You had to measure that suit. Pure wool and all. What do you give for that?
1 and sixpence.
Give over.
1 and sixpence at a jumbo sale, man.
Oh, some folks is lucky. Where was it?
We were at Seaburn. There's some posh folk living over there.
That must be. Suppose you got your boots there now.
Aye, that's right.
Brand new by the look of them. Some folks have got more money than sense.
How's the band?
Oh, he's champion.
Where is he?
Lizzie Craddock's got him. Just from 2 doors down. Real sensible lass. Tommy's as good as gold with her.
Aye, well, that's all right then.
He's eating well, your Tommy.
Is he? Why, his mum couldn't have
Oh, aye, eggs and milk and butter on his bread.
Doctor said it was important, you see, ma'am, on account of Mary having had TB. Eggs and milk and plenty of green vegetables.
Oh, he gets them and all, regardless of expense.
Just what's that supposed to mean?
Mean? It means money, me lady.
Well, our Tom pays his work.
Oh, does he? £5 a week our Tom pays, and that just about covers what we pay the milkman. Butcher, fishman, fruiterer, that's extra. That's what we've got to pay.
Well, we've got it, haven't we? The shop's doing canny.
Well, not bloody Woolworths.
Not yet, Dar. Give it time. Skinning widows and orphans, you can't just rush at it. How much?
Take no notice, Tom.
You shut up. There's 1 and 5, and 9pence and 2 and a halfpenny. That's 4 and 2pence halfpenny.
There's 2, 3, 4. Tuppence happy.
Thanks, son. I knew you wouldn't want charity.
All I want from you is a receipt.
There's no bloody peace. I'll talk to you later, you impenitent get.
Tom,
Oh, yes, Mum?
how much you got there?
Oh, just a few bob.
Few bob, show us. Tommy Seaton, you do as your mum tells you. Suppose you're going to tell me you got that at a jumper sale and all.
Ah, well, the change is as good as a rest, as they say.
You like it then?
It's a charming little place. Really quite charming.
How much I agree. I hope to call it home.
Hello, brothers.
Ah, Calderbeck. This is a young friend of mine, Jack Ford.
How do you do, sir?
How do you do? Brought your guns, I hope?
Oh, yes.
What kind do you use?
Thanks.
Ah, Purdy's nice guns. Do you do much shooting?
A bit. And then?
Well, a bit late for tea. Whiskey and soda in the gun room. That suit you?
Thank you very much.
When you've unpacked, just want to word with manners here. That's a protege of yours, that young man?
Oh, not at all. He's a fellow I do business with from time to time. Why do you ask?
Oh, don't worry.
Sorry, I didn't know there was anybody here.
Oh, don't spoil it. I've always wanted to see somebody swing from those things. I wouldn't think they'd be quite up to your weight.
Me neither. I've left my chimpanzee at home and all.
Oh, I am disappointed. Do you go by any other name than Tarzan, by the way?
I'm Jack Ford. I came here with Sir Horatio Manners. Are you Lady Calderbeck?
No, Mr. Ford, I'm Mrs. Cromer, for the moment.
You're here on a visit, are you?
Yes. I suppose you didn't bring your elephant either.
Too big to pack. Mind you, if I'd known you wanted him special.
I'm very glad you're here at all, Mr. Ford.
So am I.
Jane, I've been looking all over.
Oh, excuse me.
Me, Jane. He, Tarzan. For certain inscrutable reasons of his own, he prefers to be known as Mr. Jack Ford.
Oh, yes, of course. You're that chum of old Horry Manners.
And you are Freddie Calderbeck, nephew and heir of Lord Calderbeck. You're supposed to mention these little matters when you meet a guest. Jack Ford, Freddie Calderbeck.
How do you do?
How do you do?
I expect you'll be wanting to get up to your room, have a wash and so on. My uncle's expecting you for drinks in the gun room shortly. Would you like me to show you the way?
No, thanks. I'll find it.
Just leap up to the chandelier and swing across to the first landing.
Thanks.
Really, Fred, you were quite inept. Mallard right even.
I don't like that fellow.
I think I guessed that. Why don't you like him?
I don't know, I just don't. He may be going to buy Calderbeck House.
Really? How much is he going to pay for it?
As much as we can screw out of him. I'm going to ask for 70,000.
70,000?
He can afford it.
Can he?
Of course he can. If he's a friend of Horry Manners, he'll be rolling in the stuff.
Yes?
Being looked after?
I'll manage. Bit of a change in the kitchen tap.
Yeah, I seem to have adjusted. Think you can handle it?
We'll see. I've done my homework.
50,000, no more.
Aye, so you said.
Met anybody yet?
Yes, a woman called Mrs. Cromer. Do you know her?
So you met the Merry Widow.
Oh, that what they call her?
Fancy her, did you?
Who wouldn't?
Just don't make a noise about it.
Come off it. What chance would I have?
As I remember, you make your own chances, Ford. Anybody else?
Yes. Calderbeck's nephew. He didn't like me talking to Mrs. Cromer.
Huh, that's hardly surprising. He's been trying to talk to her himself for years. Calderbeck needs to sell.
He tell you that?
Of course not, any more than I told him I wanted to buy. But he did talk of other things. His need to sell certain shares, for example. And the source of your wealth.
What is the source of my wealth, apart from you?
Your brother, who was a war profiteer. Died, left you everything.
It makes me regret I'm an only child.
You took over in his factory in the Midlands. Went into motor car accessories. You're doing very well.
I'm delighted to hear it.
You're doing well because you're a skilled engineer and a natural businessman. And that needn't be a fantasy for.
Who else is staying here?
A chap called Routledge, Major Routledge, and his wife. There'll be a few locals over to shoot. Still think you can handle a shotgun?
I'll manage. A pair like that'll be a pleasure. I'm grateful for the loan of them.
They were my sons. I suppose you guessed that already. See you in the gun room for a drink for dinner.
Evening.
I say, I hope I didn't sound rude when we met just now.
Not at all.
The fact is, I've had rather a lot on my mind just recently. I mean, running an estate like this is no joke, I can tell you.
Oh, you manage the place?
Well, of course, we have bailiffs and things, but in the end, it all comes back to me. I run it, you see.
Not doing too well?
Oh, no, never better. It's worth 70,000 if it's worth a penny. That's just it. The better things are, the harder you have to work. Don't you find that?
All the time. Still, it beats being hard up and idle.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I say...
Yes?
Have you known Mrs. Cromer long?
I've only just met her.
Oh, I see. It's dinner. I hope I haven't bored you, old chap.
Not at all, as a matter of fact, old boy. I quite enjoyed our little chat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Talk. That's all it is, just talk.
Well, where'd he get it then? Tell us that.
A bits and toss. Brag, maybe his whippets. How the hell do I know?
He had more than £7 on him. You're not going to tell me he got £7 playing
I'm
cards.
not telling you now, piss. He's working, that's all I'm bothered about.
Oh, it is it? You're not bothered about your own son going thieving?
How'd you know he's thieving?
Why, his clothes, his boots, all that money. How else would he get it?
I don't know, and I don't want to know.
Well, God knows I don't either, but it's your duty to ask him.
Why don't you ask him?
I did. Got no but lies. It's up to you now.
Just how Jessie to be away at a time like this. He's never here when she's wanted.
She's on a honeymoon, man. Anyway, we don't want her husband to know now, do we?
Well, Billy could ask him.
Our Billy's up in Rothbury on that farm job as well, you know.
Well, he'll be back at the weekend. He's due back in Edinburgh Monday.
Some things won't wait. Well, are you going to ask him or are you not?
No, I'm not. I've had enough, Bella.
I suppose I haven't.
I know you have. We both have. Takes us all out time to look after ourselves. They're adults now. They're on their own. I wish things were different, but they're not. I'm not a pitman anymore. I'm a cripple that keeps a shop. Sometimes I wish that bloody Ruth Thorne had finished me. But it didn't, so that's that. All that's left is just about enough for me. And you and all when I think on.
Self-made man, I believe, is the expression, Mrs. Cromer. I'm one. So's a young fellow there. In his case, he's still in what you might call process of construction.
How intriguing. Do explain, Sir Horry.
There's not all that much to explain, Lady Calderbeck. It's just that Jack's still got a long way to go. Very long way. Haven't you, Jack?
A mile or two, maybe. Hurry.
I do like a young man to be ambitious.
Nowadays, they have to be, poor darlings. Don't they, Freddie?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
It's all because of the war, you know. It changed so many people's lives.
You're right, it did.
But surely the war really rather helped people like you and Mr. Ford.
Did it help you, Jack?
Let me live anyway.
In the army, were you?
That's right.
What rank?
Sergeant.
Oh.
Well, I think it's time we left the gentlemen to their gossip. Ladies?
In the army long, Ford?
5 years, sir.
Well, then you must have seen action.
That's right.
Western Front?
Aye, and Murmansk.
Yeah, off to fight the Bolsheviks, eh? How'd you find it?
Cold, Major Routledge. The coldest place I've ever been.
Cold? Just cold?
But good God, man, what about the atrocities? I mean, the Morning Post was full of it, and the Times. Murder, rape, God knows what. You say you never saw it.
No, sir, I'm saying I don't want to talk about it.
Quite right.
But they happened all right on both sides. Give me light engineering any day.
Forgive my mentioning it, but you are chaste, Ford.
Chaste?
Well, I think my nephew would like some port.
Oh, sorry.
Said he's rather partial to port.
Yeah, let me give you a light.
I shouldn't think it's too difficult.
Have they
getting any port in
mentioned the
Moscow.
price yet?
Not anymore.
70,000.
You know,
Down, Jack.
there was
That's what you're here for.
talk at one time of my being sent to St. Petersburg as military attaché. Damn glad I didn't, as it turned out.
Do you really believe all those atrocities we read about in the Morning Post?
Good God, yes. Rape all over the place.
You know, I used to think that as one got older, one became less sensitive, not a bit of it. I'm damn sorry, old man.
What way?
Oh, come, that nephew of mine. And Routledge and that beastly wife of his. Oh, one understands why, of course. He was a career soldier and the accident were 19, but still. War rather helped people like you, really.
But it did, financially.
Picky young Ford, too. Yeah, Freddie's usually better style than that. He was in the war, too, you know, did rather well. All the same, it doesn't excuse. Oh, well, unrequited love, I suppose.
Mrs. Cromer?
Yes. Where has she got to, by the way?
She said she didn't care for bridge.
And Ford?
Went for a walk in the gardens.
That won't improve Freddie's manners.
Oh, Freddie, do try to concentrate.
I am concentrating. It's just that I keep getting absolutely beastly cards, that's all.
You know, my angel, to trump your partner's ace once may be absent-minded of you, but to do it twice seems positively malicious. And you know, Freddie dear, when one is doing one's level best, it is positively off-putting to have one's partner ask what are trumps when one has just made 6 tricks.
No, for heaven's sake, Lucinda, let's get on with the game.
Lucinda, isn't that too blissful? Not that she doesn't deserve it, silly bitch. She's been ragging Freddie all evening. She hit you a juicy one as well.
Didn't bother me.
No, it didn't, did it? Didn't even bother you when you told the gallant major you were a sergeant, and all the gallant major could say was, oh.
You know, I think I like Lord Calderbeck. By the looks of him, he isn't one for rows.
What a nice little Tarzan it is, to be sure. You'll have to excuse me. I've drunk rather more than is good for me. I quite frequently do.
You know,
Great big masculine pints of bitter beer.
whiskey when I can get it.
You're not making sense, Tarzan, when you can get it. Is there a shortage and nobody told me?
There is when you're
When you're what, Tarzan?
doing a deal with chaps like Matters. If there wasn't, they'd skin you alive.
Almost I could wish that would happen. You have such a beautiful pelt. What are you doing?
Looking for somewhere to put this. That'll do.
Why on
Never
earth-
kiss a girl with a cigar in your mouth. It's a waste either way.
Oh, good shot, Ford.
Thanks, old boy.
Where did you learn to shoot?
He was taught, of course, like everyone else.
You deserted me last night, positively deserted me. One kiss and goodbye. You even went back for your cigar.
It was a canny good cigar.
Canny good? What sort of language is that?
Mine. Look, Mrs. Cromer.
Tarzan, that simply will not do. Me, Jane, you, Tarzan, remember?
You'd had a few last night.
I'm having a few this morning. Oh, but you don't mean, you couldn't possibly mean that you wouldn't take advantage of that fact.
Of course.
Oh, Tarzan, you're positively scrumptious. Well, I have to reform my way of life.
According to my rules, you will.
There's only one rule, darling. Never, never be found out. Keep that and we'll get on very well. I mean it. I shall drink only wine tonight, and that by the modest half-glass. Will that do? Oh, Freddie, rotten, where were you? I've been looking absolutely everywhere for you.
Jane, I was looking for you. I promised you.
Good. You've got a drink, I see.
Yes, I got Mrs. Cromer a brandy. She said it'd be all right.
Mrs. Cromer, yes, of course. She's a lady who usually gets what she wants, I think you'll find.
They're from Scarborough. How are Jessie?
Aye.
Oh, it's been a lovely time by what she says.
It will be once she's on a honeymoon.
No need for you to start talking dirty, Bill Seaton.
Oh, for heaven's sake, what was dirty about a honeymoon? We had one, didn't we?
Aye, we did. Not in Scarborough, though. Ah, but she made a lovely bride, didn't she?
Huh? What do you say?
Nout, Bill. Nothing at all.
Take them back to the house. I'll clean them myself. Don't worry, Bonnie lad. I've done it before. Here, buy yourself a drink instead.
I say, Ford, stay back to the house.
Yes?
Oh, well, mind I walk back with you?
Fine.
Oh, Ford! Oh, he's been shooting for years. In fact, he's been doing the devil of a lot of things for years.
I hope you don't mind my asking you about Jane, Mrs. Cromer, the other day.
Not at all.
The fact is, old boy, we're more or less engaged.
More or less?
Well, we haven't set a date yet or anything, so there's been nothing about it in the Morning Post. But there will be.
You're a very lucky man.
She's marvellous, isn't she?
Yeah, she is. You were quite right to tell me, Collibeck. Bloody hell. Good God, it's young Seaton, isn't it? I don't suppose you remember me, but I once knew your family. We've rather lost touch. But I'm staying at Calderbeck House, you know, for the shooting.
Oh, yes, Mr. Ford. I remember you very well.
Jolly good. You staying round here?
Latner's farm.
Tell you what, why don't I look you up? I'd like to know how your family are. Now, take care of yourself, Seaton.
A friend of yours?
I used to have some agricultural interests. Sheep, you know. He gave me a bit of a hand once.
Oh, so you've been in agriculture before?
That's right. That's why I'm interested in this place.
Who told you it was up for sale, Manners?
Horry. He wouldn't have picked from a plant pot. No, it's just something I heard. Good Lord. Don't tell me I've got it wrong.
Well, no, not really. We might consider a sale if the price was right.
And what would the right price be?
70,000.
70? I'd take a bit of thinking about it.
Well, I don't want to rush you, but there have been other inquiries.
Tell you what. You show me your deeds and titles and a list of what you're offering, and I'll give you an answer by the end of the week. How's that? You needed that one, all right. Fancy another?
Oh, thank you, sir. Very kind of you, sir.
You can cut that out for a start. Pint of bitter and double whiskey, please. You working here?
Aye, vacation job. Like my son's a mate of mine's in the same year. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had a prayer. What are you doing here?
I'm working here alone.
Oh, it looks like it.
Never be deceived by appearances, Bunny lad. I'm grafting.
Doing what?
Behind the Calderbeck estate. Not for myself, mind. Just spying out the land, so to speak. Who would I talk to, Billy?
What about?
Find out how much it's worth.
How would I know?
You'd know. One of these days you might want to nationalise the bugger.
Latimer might tell you something. The biggest farm on the estate. And Rogers, he used to be a bailiff. Your Calderbeck sacked him.
Why was that?
It cost too much money.
Did he, by God? Thanks, Billy.
Well, I see you look the part, Jack. You do it well.
I once saw you do it now, remember? Over at Morpeth, when I was stealing sheep. You did champion. I'm not too proud to learn. How's Jessie?
For a honeymoon.
I read that in the paper.
She got a good man, Jack.
I saw, yeah. How's your document?
Oh, just the same. Jack.
Mm-hmm.
You're a long way from your union now, aren't you?
Aye, well, I just have to force myself. I had to miss a branch meeting to come here. Nearly broke my heart. Oh, dear God. I've got to go back and dress for dinner.
I see in the Times Charlie Martin got his brigade. Lucky devil.
That beastly war.
Beg your pardon?
Well, if it hadn't been for the war, Rupert would still have been with his regiment, wouldn't you, darling?
War's a great deal to answer for.
Oh, everything has changed. Absolutely everything, you know. Servants, manners, the people one meets. It's all so different. Now, Jane, don't you find it different?
Well, yes, of course I do. If it hadn't been for the war, I wouldn't be a widow. But you know, Lucinda, darling, being a widow can be rather fun.
My mum was a widow for years and years. She used to say the same thing. Mind you, my dad was a boozer, and every time he was out of work, he used to belt us something shocking.
Ghastly for you.
Aye, I copped my share and all.
Cruelty to children isn't nearly so prevalent now as it once was. Why, even the public schools were absolute torture chambers in my time. Would you say, Rutledge?
Yes, but one had to have
Shut your
discipline,
gob.
didn't one? I mean, nowadays, one feels as if everything's on the verge of chaos.
Is that the best you can manage?
On the money you give me, you're lucky to get that.
Chaos. I can think of nothing more chaotic than tonight's dinner party. I'm obliged to you for it.
For what, sir?
Roy Lucinda Routledge's fire. Yeah, you did rather well. Sporting of you. Jane had a rotten marriage.
Yes, I would suppose.
Freddie wants to marry her. In many ways, it's next an idea. She's not without means, and Freddie did very little if it didn't work for me. But he also wants to reform her way of life. Won't do. Without a penitent, reformation's impossible, wouldn't you say?
Yes, I would. I watched my mother try to reform my father.
Freddie says you want to buy my place.
Oh, it's possible.
Yes, well, they're not actually ancestral acres, you know. No entail. My grandfather was a cattle dealer who did rather well. Beautiful, isn't it? But I shall sell it without remorse. My wife rather likes it in the south of France. When the wind blows from the east, so would I. It very often blows from the east.
You should stick to your leopard skin, Tarzan.
Lady Calderbeck told me you'd gone to bed with a headache. She didn't say you'd gone to my bed.
I didn't tell her, poor darling. I've let you down tonight, haven't I?
That's right.
Well, you frighten me. And when I'm frightened, I drink.
How do I frighten you?
I have affairs, Tarzan. And when I'm finished with a man, I move on. Men don't like that. With you, it might be the other way round.
Is that how it was with Freddie?
Oh, I don't mind your being a swine, honestly, I don't. But don't be a clever swine.
Your husband was a swine, was he?
The ultimate. But then he got killed and left me all the money. It was the very least he could do. Come to bed.
I hope to God we know what we're doing.
Oh, I shan't get pregnant. My husband took care of that. He kicked me while I was pregnant. And why I'm so popular, I just can't conceive.
Shut up, will you? Just build up. Enjoy it, bunny lass. That's what it's for.
Oh, my God. No wonder they call you the Ape Man. I could sleep for hours.
You better not. What would Freddie say if he found us?
Freddie, always Freddie. Do you want to go to bed with him as well? You swine, that hurt.
All right. It was meant to. He says you're engaged.
I slept with him once. I must have been drunk. He thinks that means we are engaged. Poor Freddie. First you take his girl, then his house. Greedy Tarzan.
Is that what he says?
Freddie tells me everything. Don't let him fleece you. He's much too nice a boy to start fleecing people.
You think it's likely that I'll let him? I'm only thinking of his own good. Why does Lord Calderbeck dislike Freddie so much?
Does he?
I think so.
He had 3 sons and all 3 were killed. Freddie wasn't.
A bloody war.
Kind Tarzan. Clever Tarzan. Greedy Tarzan. Come back to bed.
Hurry up with me breakfast, woman. I've got a shop to open.
Heaven give me strength.
I have to go. The housemaids will be up soon. Housemaids are up before the birds.
So I've been told.
Maids and mistresses. Busy Tarzan. You talk in your sleep, you know.
Oh, but it wasn't bad language.
What am I doing here, Sergeant? I'm supposed to have lunch at the Saville. What was all that about? You said it 3 times.
No, it's just an appointment I've got to keep one of these days. It'll wait.
I really do have to go.
I'm telling you, I saw him dressed up to the nines up at Calderbeck Hall for the shooting.
Trust that bugger. Like a bloody cat. Throw him anywhere you like, he'll fall on his feet.
He asked after our Jessie.
Was he nice about her?
Yes, he was.
Did he mention our Tom?
No. Why should he?
Because your mother's got a bee in her bonnet about old Tom. She thinks he's a thief.
For heaven's sake, ma'am.
Your father hasn't told you what he thinks Tom is.
I don't know and I don't care.
Well, you don't mean to say you believe it.
Oh, he's got money to burn. Clothes, boots, new pram for our Tommy. Where would he get it, Billy?
How should I know?
Why don't you ask him?
Me? I'm not his father, I'm his kid brother.
Oh, blast.
Tell him we're shut. Scared, eh, son?
Oh, well, if I am, I got it off me dad.
Lad, if I had the use of my legs.
Ah, but you haven't. And it doesn't stop you talking to our Tom.
It's the wedding pictures. Hey, Billy, they're lovely.
Let's have a look.
Oh, look at our Jessie, isn't she
yes.
funny? Hey,
Hey, mother. What's that one?
look at our Tom. Oh, Billy, what am I going to do?
You bring me to the most delightful places.
I walk you down over there. What do you have?
Lemonade, please.
You sure?
I'm sure.
Lemonade and a pint, please.
I get drunk and I make scenes and I seduce personable young men. Just won't do, my love.
Did for me.
Wouldn't be so hard if you couldn't make me laugh. You always can.
All over, isn't it? What are you going to do?
There's always Freddie.
You destroy it.
I think that's what Freddie wants.
Excuse me, sir. You're asking for Mr. Rogers? She's gone the other bar.
Thank you. Excuse me. Yes?
Anything for me?
I think so.
50,000's as far as I'll go.
Hold on a minute. They'll come down.
How much?
First off, Calderbeck wants to go and live in the south of France. Give him enough to buy an annuity and he's happy. But for one thing, Freddie, he's heir. He doesn't like Freddie, but he feels he's got to provide for him.
Go on.
Well, now he's provided for. He's going to marry Mrs. Cromer.
This is no time for jokes, Ford.
I'm not joking.
Well, I'll be damned. How much?
Hold on a minute. 20 quid, you said, and another 20 if I brought it off.
That's right.
It's not enough.
Then?
1% of everything under 50,000.
You must have got a good price.
I have. I talked to the bailiff and a few others. I know exactly what this place is worth.
How much?
35,000.
And you're asking £150?
I've just saved you 15,000.
Could get it without you.
Oh, no, you couldn't. Freddie's handling the deal. I've just had a talk with him. For some reason or another, he thinks he's grateful to me, poor bastard. 35,000 is his price to me. I did a good job for you, didn't I, Sir Horatio? I reckon 150's fair.
Natural businessman. Very well.
I'm dealing through agents. Your agents. It'll be all right.
By the way, this came for you.
Come at once. Wife seriously ill. When did this come?
Early this morning when you were out with Jane Cromer. Earning 150 quid.
Ah, Mr. Ford.
Should be all right.
Given time, yes. Miscarriages are seldom fatal, Mr. Ford.
So I believe, but they can have other effects.
Indeed they do. I'm very sorry. I'm afraid your wife will never have children.
Poor Dolly. She's in a private ward.
Sir Horatio Manners telephoned from Calderbeck House about it. It's all been taken care of, Mr. Ford.
Hello, bonny lass. What's all this, then?
Coffee from Mrs. Seaton. Take it back. I should never have taken it. Please, Jack.
She's heavily sedated. I shouldn't let it bother you.
Yeah, maybe she is. But she knew what she was talking about.
Dance to the daddy, sing to the mommy, dance to the daddy, to the mommy sing. Thou shalt have the fishy on a little dishy, thou shalt have the fishy when the boat comes in. Thou shalt have the fishy on a little dishy, thou shalt have the haddock when the boat comes in. Thou shalt have the fishy on a little dishy, thou shalt have the bloater when the boat comes in. Thou shalt have the fishy on a little dishy, thou shalt have the mackerel when the boat comes in. Thou shalt have the fishy on a little dishy, thou shalt have the salmon when the boat comes in.